know, in the name of his
Arabic?
son. Huh?
Is that Arabic?
The heavenly.
Is that Arabic you're speaking?
No. Oh, no, that was Hebrew.
That's Hebrew.
Yeah. Language of our people, brother.
All right.
Lashawan Kadash. That's your language.
We don't come from slaves, man. We actually come from the writers of the Bible and from the kings of the Bible and the princes of it.
Right.
Don't get us wrong. We did come off those ships.
Right.
You know, so
We do come from royalty.
yeah.
I heard
But
some,
our history
some
don't
of our
forget
own,
like that.
Some of our own gave us.
That's right. The Bible prophesies about that. In what is that? Amos.
We was talking about it.
Sold the Hamites sold us for a slipper and for wine.
Yep.
It talks about because I'll ask you right now,
6.
all Africans ain't black people. You can look at black people in America and look at Africans. You can still see there's some sort of difference between those people.
Certain
Right.
ones. Yeah.
So just because you got all skin folk ain't kin folk. Have you heard of that before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we can go up to the block and go see Buddy and them, and they're darker than me and this brother. But we know that they ain't our brother. You know what I'm saying? So all skin folk ain't kin folk at the end of the day. The Bible talk about that.
Yeah. So why do you use this presentation of Jesus?
Well, this is for people to catch people's eyes, to bring
It's
bring
a
them
false
in,
image.
and then damn the false image in front of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Because if we were to demonize it, people would probably think we're like Satanists or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, we're not Satanists, right? We actually believe in the true Christ.
Not this.
Yeah, we don't believe.
Because I walked past, I just saw a group of brothers, and then I just saw that.
Yeah. Because if we demonize it, it kind of takes people away.
Right.
But if you gotta go, brother.
Yeah, it's not touching.
Oh, it was nice. What's your name, brother? All right. Just look up Hebrew Israelites on YouTube, and any questions you have, like after that, like Hebrew Israelites Trinity or like Hebrew Israelites Jesus, like look up anything like that on YouTube, and there's tons of videos of like different edification that goes out concerning the relationship between your literal history and culture against the paradigm religion of Christianity. So, Christianity is the broad gate, brother. That's what we tell them.
False Christian.
False. That's what I'm saying. Christianity colloquially, right?
So what are you
All right,
promoting in place
please,
of religion?
Being followers of Yahweh Shai, not the image, man, not this false Christianity, but actually believing in the word as it is, you know?
Yeah.
Precept to precept, line upon line, you know? That we may get understanding that way.
You guys have an internet presence?
Yeah.
What's your online?
What is it? It's like Madison Israelites, something like that. One second.
You follow any like spiritual?
Yeah, Israelites in Madison, Wisconsin.
Israelites in Madison.
Yeah, looks like.
I'll check you guys. I'll see you.
Yeah.
You follow any spiritual Muslim? What you so you follow Prophet Muhammad? You know any prophecies that Muhammad gave?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad
Muhammad.
Muhammad, the one
Prophet-
that
Muhammad.
they
Not-
credit with to Quran.
the credit with the Quran. You're not talking about. You're talking about.
Which Muhammad? do you
Not the
follow?
incarnate, because they believe Elijah Muhammad is the incarnation of Muhammad.
There was one before him.
Yeah.
He was a Chinese. He was a Chinese.
I
I thought he was
forgot his name too.
Israelite.
New Zealand man.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what.
learning. I'm studying Muslim right now. I took
Right.
a Shahada in Atlanta.
Right.
I just I just been seeking, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan just talks the language and at a frequency that is like
Powerful.
You know, Farrakhan be listening to us, man. He listens to the Israelites, and he'll come out of the Bible with
And
a lot of
he
the
said-
scriptures
and
that
he
we
said that-
come out with.
And he said that black people are the Jews of the Bible.
Yeah.
I thought you said come out of Islam.
Yes, I'm saying come out of there, brother. Come back home.
I was thinking that. Why did you
Because
say that?
Nation of Islam and Islam, like the Nation of Islam is for like it was targeted towards black people, but it's still an Ishmaelite spiritual foundation.
Ishmael is the
Ishmaelite,
so-called
yeah.
what do they call them?
Arab.
The Arabs, man. Like, and you know how the Lord, he chose his people, from Abraham, then he went to Isaac, sort of thing. When he went to Isaac, man, he put past Ishmael, he went to Isaac. And then he went to Jacob, putting past Esau. So
And
he's
the-
chosen his line,
Yeah.
That's in you're going some, you know, you're entering through a false gate, you know. That's,
Because is your dad black?
He's you know, I grew up calling him African. My whole life used to say he's an African man, old black. But I just, you know, I think black.
Well, I'm just saying that as a colloquial. Yeah, it is.
exactly.
It is.
That's why we don't.
But
call
is he
ourselves
like? That's why we don't call ourselves that. But is he like colloquially a black man? He's
Born in America.
Yeah, right,
St. Louis.
right. And his grandfather. Did you know his grandfather at all?
St. Louis.
Yup. So but basically what we're coming out here to tell you is that your culture and your spiritual identity and what your people actually followed before they were colonialized
Right.
was Hebraicisms that are found in the Bible.
And those aren't in the Quran.
Nah, because let me ask you a question, right? Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad. Let's just be real. Aisha, how old was Aisha?
I don't know.
Let's go ahead.
So do I.
Doc,
Well, I'm just that is in the doctrine though, because it says a prepubescent. They can marry a prepubescent.
that's all.
That's in the Quran.
That's all.
So how old was
She was 9 years old,
she?
and he consummated the marriage. You know what consummation means? Consummation basically means like, you know, like when you go to he went into her at 11.
Oh, wow.
Consummation of a marriage basically can like null and void a marriage if you actually don't have sex with the person, right? So even in America's wicked ass standards, right? I'm just taking it for an example. If you marry a woman and you don't have sex with her on that marriage night, she can literally go to the court office and literally say that he didn't have sex with me, so he didn't consummate it. So you can literally go null and void your marriage like that, if he doesn't have sex. But what we're saying is Muhammad married Aisha, and this you can look this up in any Shia hadiths, because the hadith is what Islam holds very high in high regard, because the hadith was actually coming from the Abu Bakr and the different Sunni principalities that they did follow. The hadith is higher than the Quran.
Shia hadith.
Yeah. So look up the word hadith and look up Aisha hadith, and it'll literally describe Aisha as being 9 years old, and he consummated with her when she was 11. And this is also in the figments of the Quran. Did you know?
I'm a big fan.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
Bro, I'm not dead ass. Hold on, let me show you.
What's going on?
You have to say, oh, that's an old one, man.
Yeah, bro.
Like, did you
Sorry,
know that the
not
Quran also permits you that you can like hit your wife?
I don't know.
Yup. That's Surah 4 and 34.
It's kings.
Yup. That's Surah 4 and 34. It says you want to bring it out? I really don't. Yes.
I'm not trying to read this.
I don't want to read it, but like, you can look it up on your own time. It's Surah 4 and 34. It basically says if your wife basically goes against your word, first admonish her, right? Say that, hey babe, you're doing wrong. Secondly, ignore her in bed, so don't have sex with her.
34?
And she still doesn't listen to you, then you can strike her, right?
Surah 4:34.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she could stay in San Diego and like live her life. And my mom has no money.
I think it's like 4 and 31. It is in 4 and 30. It's 4 and 31.
So do you guys believe in like the holiday, things like that?
Like how does it?
I mean, brothers can fast however they see fit, right? I will tell you, a lot of the paradigms that Islam does have is like centered from the Torah and from the Bible, and you can read that in the Annals of Timbuktu, how they describe that.
Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, he quotes the Christian Bible all the time.
Yeah. Right. I can also say this about the Quran too. I know in the Quran somewhere it literally says that you can eat swine if you're on the verge of dying. Guess what? We ain't supposed to eat pork at all. If you're on the verge of dying, you can't eat no damn pork. Yeah.
It's your day, judgment day.
Yeah. So and Jewish and the Israelite men, literally your forefathers, literally when we were put in certain captivities, especially during the Maccabean period, there were literally brothers who they were trying to feed them pork and feed them swine's flesh, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and they died from not eating that, man. Because we choose God over being prosecuted by men.
Still,
Yeah, that's our spiritual foundation.
Were these men young or they old?
Some were old and then some were young. Some was a woman with her children. Her children and her all died because they were not eating the swine. You know, and it was pushed onto them. But I know in the Quran it says you can eat swine if your life depends on it, or if you're off somewhere and a damn pig is running around. But to us in our spiritual coordinates, we don't do that.
Are you putting in school for what you're doing? Or anything?
We just come out here, man. The wisdom of this world is folly unto God, man. World War III is ramping up. So soon it ain't about to be nobody going to school because there's about to be literal war happening, not only to America, but all of American allies.
So what do you mean? You think America's going to go to war with each other here in America?
Yeah, that's prophesied in the Bible.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you think so? Race division?
It definitely says race division. It says nation shall rise against nation, people against people. You know, and that's going into Mashiach Yahushua, who the world is calls Jesus Christ, literally prophesying that there's going to be race riots happening before the end of everything. Yeah.
Do you believe as a black person we should be liberated and have our own separate? Other people should have their own separate, not to war, but just to civilize that way.
The Bible concerning the eschatology, we will go back and have our own land, right? But in the end all be all, the mountain of the Lord is going to be established over all mountains. Everybody is going to live in world peace, kumbaya. But guess what? You're going to have to keep those laws of God, which is found inside the Torah, which is what everyone on the earth will keep when Mashiach Yahushua returns. So we actually do believe in world peace, and world peace will not be accomplished until Mashiach Yahushua returns onto the earth. But before that, a lot of things have to happen, such as race riots, such as martial law, right? Because the Bible prophesies about martial law happening. Have you ever heard of martial law before?
Exactly. I just think it's like what, really strict military coming
Military,
to town.
yeah. And you can't leave out your state. You can't leave your certain zip code and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's coming to American soil. Because things like the dollar are being taken out of power, like the dollar fiat currency, right? Which is why 2 years ago, America has been buying up all of this gold because they think gold and that natural resource of it is going to plead their cause in the end all be all. But in the Bible, it prophesies that the enemies, they're not going to seek gold nor silver when they're destroying us, man. So America is literally following the prophecies of God, which are literally explicitly put in the text. And us as Hebrew Israelites and also people of the book, we're coming out here to basically tell the whole world, you know, that and to preach that truth. You know, because a lot of people don't know that truth. A lot of people are just telling you to believe in Jesus, or some Muslims call him Jesus, and you'll be okay, and that's not true. You know, because you have to have works behind that. Anything in life, you want to be the best basketball player, you can't just hope it. Hope is the start, but you actually have to put in the work to actually be the best player, to be drafted, to prove that.
That new 12 tracks that Kendrick Lamar just dropped.
Yeah.
He said people want you to go to church instead of being religious.
That's right. Yeah, because religion, all that word means is constricted followings of a spiritual concordance, right? You got anything, brother?
I was looking at the swine flesh situation, and I was going to bring it out. You just kind of like a little bit on the stance on that.
Bring it up.
And what we kind of went through, you know? All right.
Let me use the bathroom.
It's the second Maccabees, chapter 6, reading from verse 17. It reads thus: But lest this that we had spoken be for a warning unto us, and now we will come to the declaring of the matter in a few words. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth, and came of his own accord to the torment, as it behoved them to come, that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintances they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. Because they was commanding them to eat the swine's flesh, right? Otherwise, they would, do what they do to the torments. That in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor. But he began to consider discreetly, and as become his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his gray head, whereon was come in his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by God. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straight ways to send him to the grave. For it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion. So just like that, man, hey, he's gonna man up
like
and
that.
take whatever they're gonna hey, the Lord's gonna let them give to him.
So why
You know? I can read a little bit more on that. You want to hear it?
That's beautiful. Yeah, you can continue.
All right. And so they, through mine hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to mine old age, and make it abominable. For though through the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Wherefore now, manfully changing this life, I will shew myself such an one of mine age requires, and lead a notable example to such as be young, to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he has said these words, immediately he went to the tournament.
That's right. And I want to bring out something too about concerning because the surah or the Quran itself literally says that the prophethood and the priesthood didn't pass from Isaac to Ishmael. It literally passed to Isaac and his descendants, right? So this is surah from the Quran 29 and 27. We blessed him with Isaac and later Jacob, and reserved prophethood and revelation for his descendants. We gave him his reward in this life, and the hereafter he will certainly be among the righteous.
Isaac and Jacob.
So it says from Isaac and to Jacob's, literally his descendants. And what we're here to tell you is that we're literally the blood of the 12 tribes of which that verse is talking about.
Yeah.
Like the Bible is literally